No, so I just wanted to do a couple of bits and pieces with the Evija and do some stuff with that before the event would finish up. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is to upgrade it actually to the third star, because I was working out the fact that basically, say if there was an event which required that at some stage down the line, then I would need it to be at 3 stars to get certain rewards. But if I was to just go ahead and do that now, which I can do with those 750 token packs, I'll be able to get this 1000 tokens as well, which will pay for like 1.25 of those packs anyway. So like by doing it now instead of waiting to get those 20 blueprints, I'll be able to get that back. One of the things people asked about was the stage 15 times and also that epic import part run with the Evija. So I was just going to take a run through that as well. As much as I've got it already finished here with for my own time, because this is like the version of the track which shows up in the daily car loot. Now I have the car slightly overshot of the rating here, which is like one upgrade over it, and 2513. Now that is quite a lot of acceleration and nitro, which is what I usually use to upgrade the cars in the first place. But yeah, I was just gonna like take a quick run of how I do this track, which yeah, like I said, it shows up in the daily car loot quite a lot. And the main thing with this one is just to try to build up nitro at the start of the race, and then nitro shockwave if you can, or an orange nitro onto a ramp that's on the right hand side. It should get you to the 23 seconds relatively quickly. Yeah, I did remove one part off of the Evija, which makes no performance difference, but I do think it is quite a funny little bug that's there at the moment. But yeah, that is obviously going to get fixed ASAP, I would think, by Gameloft. But yeah, just to try to orange nitro then onto this ramp, and should get the car up to the speed to like, yeah, I cleared that speed by a second there going across the line. Just as long as you do not go down onto the bottom layer at all on this one, because if you go down onto the bottom layer, you will not make that time. Just going to take a look back then though to the that run that we need to be doing like 100 times, and I would strongly advise that this is like priority, because you got 9 days left to do it. But the problem is that Evija, you obviously can only like run this 3 times per refill, so it does actually need 33 full refills of the Evija's fuel. It's not a lot of tickets required for this one, but yeah, you definitely want to be running this one as many times as you can, because this car down the line may require those epic import parts to be had. So I would strongly recommend chasing that down as much as possible. Yeah, that's a rather unusual bug at the minute. It's yeah, good crack. I like my fairly unique Tron designed Evija. Yeah, this one, it's not the most difficult to run. Again, it's just a case of you can run into an issue where AI will impact you coming into that ramp at the start of this. And if they do, sometimes they will just flip over your car, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than just come back again. But the problem is that like Evija, having the 3 units of fuel does make this one a bit on the stressful side, because like you do need to run at yeah, those so many times. So yeah, just again being careful there to knock away the AI, and then just shoot down the left hand side. I'm just gonna stay on left all the time for this, just staying on top. Oh, go away. And just make sure when you're passing this trolley on the right hand side, just start to drift now so that you zip around that, and then nitro towards the finish, and see if you can park the car up as well. Oh, I didn't quite get the park right. You can flip the car around there and land it against the side of that road, and it's quite handy to like, I've run this so many times. I've just been trying to find ways of keeping it moderately entertaining for myself. But yeah, you can like flip the car around to just park it against the finish, and the AI just seems to want to leave it there. But yeah, this one is, like I said, I've got it ran 24 times now, and still no epic import that away from it. And still no epic import. I'll be back in an hour. But yeah, I wouldn't advise skipping this with tokens, and be careful on this menu as well, because obviously like all it takes is a single tap on that to waste 50 tokens, which is really ratty on this menu, because like if you're doing this multiple times, this menu means that you have to go down to the race button And like I have seen it so many times where people complain the fact that they've accidentally hit it on. And then when you even come into race, this will always position your cursor onto the Evora. So like you have to go back one for the Evija, or if you're getting any of the other cars through this, you have to go forward. It is really kind of manky, the fact that the interface is a bit like borked in terms of how you're like positioned when you come back into this one. And then like I said, especially when you have that 50 token button just there, just be careful of it. And as I was saying, the next step I'm going to do is just to bring it in there and upgrade it to that 3rd star. Like, it is just one of those things where it's 20 blueprints, which could potentially cost 70 packs, but I highly doubt that, really, because yeah, chances are I'm looking at somewhere between kind of 4 and 5 10 packs for that. And because of the fact of doing this now while this event is on, it'll give me back 1,000 tokens, as well as potentially get me more rewards in that final stage, depending on how those brackets look. So I am just kind of going to put in the tokens now for it, just because of the fact that it will refund back that. I think once it goes past that 3rd star, they start to increase dramatically. So I think there's the one after it's like 36 or so blueprints, which I'm not going to be chasing down, because it effectively reaches the point where like the car isn't going to be paying me back for those packs, unless I get incredibly lucky with like, I don't know, 10 jackpots or so. But yeah, I figured that a 3rd star with this isn't the worst of ideas to chase down if you have the tokens to spare. That I do. And I'm looking at this is probably going to bring me down to the 20k, and then I'll be using that 1k reward to bring it back up to the thing. So it's going to kind of pay off for some of that upgrade just by doing it right now, rather than waiting down the line. And these packs don't seem to have the absolute worst luck. I've seen lots of people talking about getting jackpots and stuff with these, and yeah, I didn't get a jackpot, but I got one pack that had 12 blueprints inside there. So I'm not going to say as to how lucky or unlucky these are, but yeah, definitely, like, they haven't been the worst. When I'm speaking of cars not being the worst, yeah, that should do it for me in paying off the 1,000 tokens. Woohoo! That's all I can say. I'll take a look as to the potential of another upgrade, but no, that is absolutely yeah, flawless luck. That's the first jackpot I've had in about 6 months. And yeah, I don't know, is it the fact that these packs have a higher drop rate? I don't want to do testing to the point of finding that out, because I would probably lose all of my tokens. But yeah, this has netted me an actual profit straight up, because of the fact that yeah, in a single set of 10 packs, that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, in a single 10 pack, getting that car to the 3rd star. That looks like a perfectly normal animation right there. And yeah, it's like not the worst thing to have upgraded. And like I said, that's gonna pay back straight away with like 1,000 tokens coming in from just having the actual that 3rd star. And how many is it in? Yeah, it's 31 more blueprints into the following thing, which realistically could be 10 by 10 packs or 7,500 tokens. And now, I mean, obviously, like, the chances are that's not going to be 10 packs to get that, and so it wouldn't bring me down to 15k. But I always go with worst case scenario thinking in Asphalt, and that is to assume the fact that that will be 10 by 10 packs to get that last thing. And as such, I'm not going to dump 7,000 tokens into the Evija. I'm more than happy to have this at the 3 stars. And yeah, when that thing is refueled and charged up, I'm going to be taking it back into that special stage and getting those 1,000 tokens. Say even in terms of the following stages, then you're looking at, say, I'll be able to do, yeah, that one I have done, this one I just need to tune it up for, and this one I'll be able to do it as well now. The next stage on then would be the 1,500 token reward from that, which would pay back 2 of those 10 packs, but 2 out of a potential 10 is not kind of worth that risk reward factor for it, really, especially not when that car isn't going to be needed for quite some time to come, I feel. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it be there, just across the line at the 3rd star. There, look less like a ghost. Yeah, one of the reasons that I had originally been upgrading this one was to actually apply these import parts slowly over the course of the event. But the thing is, I'm running into a thing now where like I need to upgrade it just for the actual the time is coming closer and closer, and I don't want to end up in a scenario where I don't have this thing upgraded at all. So I'm going to just pump in some of those upgrades now. Obviously not going to bring it up all the way because it's still going to make use of this in the next few days, but I just wanted to be at the stage where I can get it to stage 2 completion of that. So yeah, with the 3rd star I can go all the way up to the level 8 upgrades, and hopefully that car stops feeling so useless now, because if you have this car unlocked at 1 and 2 stars, you've probably realized that like it's dramatically less good than it is in that the trial version of this that we got. Like it definitely handles really, really kind of poorly, and the speed just is not there. Oh, there's a detail that you might not normally see in the fact that those brake calipers actually have the Lotus logo down along them. So that's really cool design that, like I said, you might not normally get to see on that. But yeah, definitely like at 1 and 2 stars, this car just isn't there in terms of like that comparison to the awesome kind of 6-star version of this that we got to try out at the start. But hopefully with the 3rd star, it's slightly more nimble anyway, in the same way that, like say, the Zero Uno became more capable towards the later tuning, and the things like the McLaren SLR. I don't really like cars like that where like they're drastically different between the 1 star and the higher star rated versions of them, because it can put drivers off kind of upgrading the cars quite a bit when like they kind of scale so dramatically into the like usable state. Say like that that SLR McLaren, that was another one where when that car gets unlocked at 1 star especially, like it was an absolute like ton weight kind of thing. And it really is strange because on the stat sheets, even on the lower tuning, it's like acceleration and nitro appear to be quite fast, but I don't know, that car weight is just way too heavy at the start. But yeah, as the car got tuned up and stuff throughout those star ratings, like this is one that definitely becomes like a potential supercar. Like even at the top star rating for the McLaren SLR, which I don't actually have, is 4,000, I think it's about 4,050 or so. So it's another one of those, like it's a B class car, but yeah, it can actually, even with the 5th star of that, go to the 4K region. And like it was lovely to look at. It's just a shame the fact that, again, it was one of the ones that like when you unlock it at 1 star, it's just an absolute, yeah, a boat effectively. It just doesn't drive fast, and the acceleration just isn't there to shift that heavy weight around corners and stuff. But yeah, that was another one that like unlocked it useless, and then gets up to being like a really nice car, which is a shame because, like I said, I would normally advise people test out a car at 1 star and see if it's going to be decent for them. The ones where that definitely stands true are something like the Vencer Sart. Like, it doesn't handle well at 1 star, and it also doesn't handle well at 4 stars. But at the same time, like, it is just yeah, one of those things where, like, for the SLR, that one handles very poorly at 1 star, but then at the max tuning, or even my 4-star version of it right there, like that thing became a nimble little beast on the track. Alright, I'm going to stop going about certain cars. I should make probably a proper video about that, but there's a sub button over my head right there, and there's other videos from me there and there. I really appreciate it if anyone leaves a click on that or leaves a comment and thumbs up down below, guys. Really does help out my channel. Thanks very much, and drive safe.